Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Star Series Season 3. I'm Lysander Sonora, gonna be joined here by Mike Loris. We're here in Game 2. Ned has been there. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. NaVi versus Team Secret. We're gonna have a game number 2. Game 1 was a 60-minute slugfest, which ended with Pycat scoring a rampage. And well, Team Secret are here to reclaim their honor and make this an equalized 1-1. But we do have an Ember Spirit slip through the draft this time. So Mike, how does that change things?
Well, there's going to be Ember Spirit for the first time of the day. He is usually not going to be that right clicker, just a really heavy magical kind of tempo hero in the early game. Usually going to go towards that mid lane as well. So it isn't going to be, really forming up for anything from NaVi right now, but it does let them get a really hard carry in that safe lane, and then just be rest assured that the Ember Spirit's going to have the kind of early mid-game area on lockdown. Two noteworthy bans, though. Magnus taken out by Secret because, Dendi kind of thrashed them with that hero in the last game. Silencer also being taken out. So Ember Spirit answers for Secret are needed, but not going to be in that comfort hero of Silencer.
Yeah, definitely. It's a Shadow Fiend though, and that's a hero that mid one didn't exactly have too much fun on the last time he played it. Got re-ganked in the middle lane, and Ember Spirit is someone that can actually gank a Shadow Fiend, unprotected Shadow Fiend really well with a little bit of assistance, because Ember Spirit, if the Shadow Fiend already gets too close, will be in a lot of danger. So with a little bit more stun or slow to help him out, killing a Shadow Fiend is really, really easy. And I like the PA ban. It's a very solid combo with Slaughter after the Lifestealer, and really melts heroes like Ember.
But also just you get even more minus armor with the Shadow Fiend presence. So that's a lot of physical damage if you let someone like PA or Lifestealer through, which aren't going to be in. You have similar heroes in the Terrorblade and the Lone Druid both being taken out. Heroes that can actually use the advantage in the mid game that the Ember Spirit provides, and then have that killing blow. Like Terrorblade, Lone Druid, both those two heroes kill structures like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Even more early game setup now for NaVi in the darks here. So yeah, you get Ember Spirits with Ion Shell sometimes, with the telekinesis from Rubik into chains. A hero like Shadow Fiend will need a little bit of protection here up against these NaVi heroes, even though these heroes aren't even super bursty right now. It's just that they have a lot of damage over time that Shadow Fiend isn't really prepared to deal with.
I wanna see NaVi actually pick up a physical damage dealer, like a primarily physical damage dealer, because now Ember Spirit's tagged to a magic build, so getting some physical damage would make Team Secret's itemizations more complicated. Do they get a BKB? Do they get more health? So I would like to see that out of NaVi. Maybe go back to the Juggernaut again if Pycat feels like it. I have seen them ban Sniper a fair bit. I'm not sure if that's a pocket strat of theirs, but I think Juggernaut's more up their alley, especially since Luna has been banned. Chaos Knight could come back. I don't know how good that would be.
Reasonable right now, actually. Team Secret don't really have that much AoE damage. Shadow Fiend is a bit. Slaughter really doesn't excel in that. It is something that I'm sure is on NaVi's radar. Someone like that, a Slark is just a reasonable hero as well when you're dealing with soft heroes like Shadow Fiend, or kind of glass cannon heroes like Shadow Fiend. Being able to get that assassination off is quite powerful, but Slark may lack a little bit in the tower destruction power that NaVi really do want to have, because Ember Spirit, especially when he's not going for
stolen.
Battle Fury crit, whatnot, he doesn't kill towers at all. That's just not what he does. So Team Secret are going to be the ones to take the Juggernaut first. Another hero that will really, really benefit from having all this minus armor on it.
So we get a Sven then. Easy. Easy counter to Jug. We got a Darkseer for setup already. It's the big physical damage that we're lacking. Warcry is good for offsetting amplified damage. I think it's good. It's perfect.
It's good, but I want to see a CK.
Yeah, CK is gonna get destroyed though.
Yeah, probably. Oh well.
I mean, you picked the Darkseer for a reason.
Hero.
You picked the Darkseer for a reason, so it's very likely to be a Sven. I don't know what else is there. What other non-meta heroes are left in the pool that will be good against the Jug?
I think there are options enough so that they could leave it till last if they really wanted to. For right now, it should be for NaVi who's gonna be on that secondary support hero? Viver's been on the Rubik 3 or 4 games in a row now, or I guess 3 games in a row now. It's
At
the
least
fourth
Rubik's a
game.
fun hero to play. Can you imagine playing Shadow Demon 6 games in a row?
That would
That's
I would
that's
rather shoot
that,
myself.
that's
That
pile I
sounds
die.
terrible.
That's pile I die. I feel like
But yeah, for Navi, they can try to get even more tempo power, and I think RMN has an Earth Spirit if they want to bust that out, try to get some Ion Shell shenanigans, because Ion Shell and Ember Spirit is very powerful, but
Mhm.
in lane they usually don't work together because they're just in different lanes. So if they can get a hero that can use Ion Shell early
Oh
on.
no.
GG, Navi lost. So saith the
Do you
law
want
of
to
Lysander.
equalize that badly, Navi? Come on.
Well, I mean, Undying is a hero with Darkseer who can really play the bully role.
Mhm.
So I like that out of Navi, but they still really need some tower
How
destruction.
are you gonna
because
bully a
they don't
Juggernaut?
do that. Punch him
Yeah, how?
with take his strength and punch him with it. They can't really, but yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. You just keep him out of lane by punching him a lot, I guess.
All right. All right. All right. So we got one more ban. That's a Nyx Assassin. All right. So it's pretty decent against Ember. Although I wouldn't think Team Secret would pick a 4-position Nyx though.
Is this a Medusa setup for Navi?
Ooh.
I don't think they've run that before.
Is
They,
it
they don't have many games on record.
good?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, just having a ranged hero who can deal damage to towers from a safe distance, while having the protection of Undying, Darkseer, and Ember Spirit, kind of throwing out those
So
sleight
sniper
of
then.
fist chains as kind of a delay tactic,
So sniper.
is not the worst thing in the world.
So sniper. I think it's
It's
gonna be
sniper.
Sven, right?
They can tinker if they want to.
Yeah, Sven's ban. See,
No
there you go.
Sven.
You pick Undying over Sven. You better hope you don't regret that choice. Maybe they knew
Team
that.
Secret, they picked up the Chen, so very comfortable with that hero. Obviously, a lot of minus armor, a lot of healing now with the Juggernaut healing ward and the Chen. It may just be
Ooh.
that they're gonna go, they're gonna go in for a really, really early engagement with the Vengeful Spirit last pick.
A lot of
Team
minus
Secret
armor.
can really afford to bully Navi around. Now, Vengeful Spirit doesn't have a great time up against Darkseer and Undying Ion Shells. That's painful for someone like Avenge and for a Chen, but as far as pushing down towers, Team Secret have all these auras. Everyone's going to be so incredibly strong.
Have you actually noticed that Navi picked Dire 3 times in a row? I mean, a lot of... Oh, Gyrocopter! In
New hero.
2017! Yeah, I wanted to say it, but then I didn't want to look stupid, and now, damn it. Okay. But, yeah, Gyrocopter, I think a few people were talking about a magical burst built with him a while back, with Blade Mail or something? I don't know. I saw a
With
thread
Gyrocopter?
about that, yeah, about magically focused Gyrocopter build. I could be wrong. It's a good
I
team
did not
fight.
see that.
It's a good team fight combo coming in. But it's very 2015, 2014. So we'll see if it works out. Never know. It's good to see Navi experimenting with a little bit with these strategies. And maybe that's where the Undying comes in. Early game aggression. Pound them with flat cannons and barrages. We'll see how things go. I don't like
Well-
it because it's still magical damage. So, but if you put enough magic into someone, they die. So it could work.
It is okay. Gyrocopter, outside of his strength or weakness in a hero, does have a lot of mid-game damage, and together with an Ember Spirit, Undying, and Darkseer, if Navi can just keep team fighting with this Gyrocopter, Veil is pretty standard stuff for Ember Spirits nowadays. Will amplify pretty much everyone from Navi across the board. I mean, Call Down and Rocket Barrage and whatnot. It's not gonna amplify everything for the Gyrocopter, but it is still very powerful in order to just kind of blast through Team Secret in one go. I'm not really sure if it's enough damage to get through Hand of God and Healing Wards and Swap and everything like that for Secret, so that's a little bit iffy, but hey, they have Rubik Lift into Gyrocopter Rockets. That's a classic combo, I guess. I'm just not sure if it's going to be enough to actually bring down structures, because Gyrocopter, he's not really good at that either. Like, even if he does build straight right-click damage.
Yeah. I guess. I wanna believe that Pycat has a plan. The same plan he had when he picked Chaos Knight against Liquid. So
Yeah, but Chaos Knight is
Didn't work.
better than Gyrocopter.
I would disagree actually, honestly, in this game. There's a Juggernaut to disjoint your stun. If
That's fair.
feels like there will be disaster everywhere. You stun someone, you get swapped out. There's a heal. I mean, Gyrocopter is not that great either, because Chen's gonna heal all the damage you do, so I don't know. We'll see. Only time will
Just
tell.
so I'm on record, I like CK a lot more than I really should. I know he's not
Oh,
really
yeah.
a great
No.
hero, but
I
want to do
really
that.
like his Aghanim's upgrade as well. The Phantasmal Allies is actually a big lifesaver kind of thing. Because it's like a invulnerability frame, so it actually takes your ally out of like channeling grips or whatever nonsense as well. It's like being able to mantle while stunned, something like that. So it's actually really strong.
Honestly, though, I'm not really feeling this NaVi draft. Their mid game is going to be really powerful for a couple of team fights, but they have to like 5-0 wipe those team fights.
Oh, come on, don't walk up the high ground again!
Why, Rubik?
Why Navi?
That weren't Secret all here last game also? Weren't they like all in this area?
Really?
I don't understand.
I mean,
what
I'm
just
not
happened.
7K or whatever, but you know, I feel like that was not a good move.
I agree. That was not a good play. At least like they didn't have a spin that they could have used but didn't, because that would make it an even worse play. But anyway, Secret, their end draft is a couple of physical damage dealers in the Shadow Fiend Juggernaut and a ton of minus armor. So Navi are going to be blown up incredibly quickly. Perhaps Secret are a little bit light on disables to efficiently deal with an Ember Spirit every single time, but man, Ember Spirit, like, he'll have to be on the outskirts of the fight every single time, and he won't be doing a ton of damage in the middle things, because they can just right-click him down in an instant, bring him down.
Yeah. Well, Dendy's just gonna meta abuse and use Veil to kill fools, so that's the plan. And they're gonna meta abuse with Undying, that's what. Oh, there we go. Wow, Pylite die already prepared. Yeah, nope. So it's a tri-lane mid, all good.
Getting
rule is,
Dendi a
mid
good
one-
start against mid one is incredibly important, and it doesn't seem like so far they're going to be punished for it. Juggernaut cannot really do a lot of work against a Darkseer until he gets Omni Slash, so General's going to be just fine in this scenario. Pycat maybe can't pressure Keizu, but he's still having a grand old time towards top lane, because Puppey isn't really moving anywhere just yet. Chens just don't do that yet. So it's a okay start for Navi outside of that questionable first blood play from them, but I really do want to see them put the screws to Secret as best they can. Just always aggro with this Undying.
Yeah, for you guys asking for the score, it is 1-0 in favor of Navi. I know it's a little bit misleading because Secret have first blood, but it is 1-0 in terms of matches. It's a best of 2, so
MP.
Pycat
Is this
doing some
Juggernaut
damage
dead?
to Keizu. Oh, is he dead? What? Wow, Undying! I was wrong, Mike.
Undying didn't really do anything. It was just double ion shell that killed him. But hey, Undying was involved, okay?
He
Yeah,
punched.
they just ran down the Juggernaut, who found himself without any mana, and having a Vengeful Spirit there probably wouldn't have helped all that much.
Wow,
That's
hasted
the problem
Dendi.
with like Vengeful Spirit and Chen as your support duo. They're really great offensively, but they can't really save people.
Wow, look at that value haste from Dendi. Was losing in terms of hit points in the middle lane. Runs down, gets a haste rune, steals the enemy bounty rune, rounds in just in time for Shrine, and now farms the jungle with an Iron Shell. That's great. Life is good.
That would feel pretty good for any given Ember Spirit player, especially one that's being doubled up in CS. Even with that help, mid one is still, well, just trucking in this lane. It's pretty much to be expected. Ember Spirit doesn't really have that much game in a 1v1 versus the Shadow Fiend. Until he gets some help or until he gets level 6, then you have a couple of options available to you, but mid one is going to be hard to dislodge unless the Rubik gets a really slick gank around, or if he gets caught out of position with the Searing Chains, which shouldn't really be
Darkseer.
happening. Speaking of out of position, General, he's in for a world of hurt.
Here comes the Sonic Boom. He surges a little bit too early, and that's gonna be... Oh, that was a huge gang squad there for the Darkseers, but Darkseers are used to dying at this point, you know. They get a lot out of the lane by just sitting in there anyway. He's already level 4.5, so that death was okay. It's like 3 minutes and a half. He's way ahead in terms of EXP.
Yeah, the MP really does need that consistent help, and Vengeful Spirit Chen, they can go in for kills, but consistent help is probably going to be a little bit more difficult to find, although General, this time he does have Surge afterwards.
That's a heal?
I'm not sure if it's going to help him. Salving. Where's the missile? There was no missile there. Pilot Eye was definitely in range, although now he's just dead.
Yeah. So, okay, now a second death is getting a little bit worrying, but, you know, try not to do that again, I guess. Armin. Gotta find himself a bouncy rune, so a little spoils for his teammates' mistakes. How's Pycat doing? Top lane 22 to 8 CS, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty okay bullying a Slaughter out of lane. Should be pretty standard for a Gyro.
Gyrocopter really doesn't have to worry about anything. It'll be pretty obvious that something is happening when KZU starts moving forward. You can expect a Chen and Eventual Spirit to appear shortly after that, but you know, odds are he should be fine to live most of the time, and he even has the Rubik nearby if things really get bad. Armen will be fine as well, but yeah, this Chen Eventual Spirit, they're so far buying a lot of space, at the very least for the Shadow Fiend. Recovery or balancing time for MP. He has Omni Slash now, which means that General is actually solo killable by MP. It's very hard, but it's possible.
And wow, Dendy is actually getting destroyed in his lane. Mid one has gotten that fantastic start that he's always dreamt of in the last few games. And now, Dendy's sitting 12-1 to the Shadow Fiend 31 to 20, or 32 to 19. It's actually really bad.
Almost has double the damage of Ember Spirit, plus he's ranged, plus he has raises. Again,
he
not much
out levels
the
the Ember as well, so the Ember God is, the Flame God is not going to do much.
And you can decay mid one, which is great if you're going for a kill, but you can't really go for a kill until you get the closing of either Sleight of Fist or Fire Remnant to actually get close and lock down mid one and start right clicking him. So until that happens, mid one is gonna have a free lane. That is definitely not what Navi wants.
But KZU was actually in the area for a gank there, but Dendy not starting well doesn't bode well for the Navi lineup, because they need Dendy to set the tempo for this match, and mid one getting fat and juicy means they're gonna have trouble. This push will be coming from Secret, and Navi need the resources to hold it.
With his double Ion Shells on
Darkseer
double Darkseer illusions chasing after MP. That's a new one. But yeah, as you said, like without Dendy having that magic damage, or having, you know, enough farm to get a decent amount of magic damage, then the Gyrocopter also becomes a lot weaker. Undying doesn't really have as much to capitalize on. They really do need a farmed Ember Spirit or a super farmed Darkseer. And Darkseer is doing okay for himself outside of those deaths, of course, but without Dendy, like, I don't really know what Navi are really supposed to rally around as far as damage is concerned. They need to get Gyrocopter going really early.
We're gonna pound on the Shadow Fiend. A hit or not, is he gonna get it? Yep, the Fate Ball will find it. Pilot Die will follow as well. They will burn him down with the Iron Shell. Yep, commits to it. General finds it. MP does have the Omni Slash. Tries to look for the Purple Man, but will not find him. But the Slaughter TPs in. General is gonna walk away. Soul Ring and TP. Yeah. Very nice dive there. And that's one of the shortcomings of Shadow Fiend, you know? Could be a hit, still get picked off because of how squishy he is.
Did take a lot of heroes from Navi, but it is well worth bringing down mid one soul count. They're still camping out some heroes occasionally in mid lane just to get a little bit of experience, so it is a well worth it play, but not without its costs. The Juggernaut comes in, gets a kill for himself, MP getting even further ahead. He's 1,000 gold ahead of the enemy Gyrocopter, and they both had about equally free lanes. That is a problem for Navi, because I think Juggernaut just does more, or does at the very least the same amount with less, and he has more, so there's that.
Oh, KZU. It's got its corrosive haze. Poor Dendy, no farm. Well, General's
1 minus armor tool up.
General's been pretty.
Only 1 point
happy.
wave though.
What 1 point wave?
As far as minus armor is concerned, no presence yet. 1 point wave of terror.
Yeah, they don't
They're,
need
they're
it
getting
yet.
there with the minus armor. Like an Omni Slash after those debuffs are applied, yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot.
Omni Slash already hurts, so for now they don't need it. They have corrosive haste. They don't need the rest of it yet. Pycat gonna walk into Avenge. This could be trouble. Oh, he sees him. Gonna back off right away.
Tower is under attack.
Level 4 Rocket Barrage is not something you really want to test if you're a Vengeful Spirit. And, you know, Pycat used to play a lot of Gyrocopter because he just, I think last time he played significantly was in the Gyrocopter patch with Tusk and whatnot. So he is very comfortable with this, but he really needs to get active and stay active. I think that's the best way to find success with Gyrocopters if you try to leverage how much damage Rocket Barrage is early on.
That sounds like
Constantly
the
rotating
exact
around and just
advice
blasting supports.
you give to an old person. You gotta stay active and be active.
Exactly. Look how
Yeah.
old Gyrocopter is. Because if you just sit there and farm, you're not going to outcarry many heroes.
Yeah, it's gotta get that power spike and ooh, it goes in for that call down on Pilot Die. It's like, alright, Pilot Die, time to live up to your name. Throws him back in. Got him. Level 4 Rocket Barrage tested, and that Fate Bolt reduces damage. Keizu outplayed by Gyrocopter. Press down that Q button. Keizu probably escapes. 17 health. That Rubik Fate Bolt really made a difference, and Pycat immediately gonna piece out of there. The Slaughter will survive, but I think it was more amazing that Biver survived because of the Fate Bolt damage reduction. Yeah, but that was pretty cool.
Dire's middle tower
Very
Pretty
frequently
damn
forgotten about part of Fade Bolt. It does make you do a little bit less damage. Sometimes it's insignificant, sometimes it'll save your ass just like that. So, yeah, that's a kill on the Vengeful Spirit for Pycat. That is not nothing. He really does need to get those kills and keep getting those kills on anyone, really.
Yeah.
And then he's
Puppy's
gonna start
Chen has
rotating
not
around.
really
I like
done
this.
much after the 2 general kills, actually. No movement on mid, because Dendy's just been avoiding his problems and going into the jungle.
Dire's top tower.
And now
Chen is
Dendy is
level
pretty
8.
much ungankable.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Chen
Until-
played passively after a couple of kills, and now he's level 8 with Helm of the Dominator. Like, he's been farming an absolute storm in the meantime.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They lose their bottom tower, and the power of the Gyrocopter is gonna start playing in, you know. Back in the Gyro patch, there were 3 heroes that were really good, I think. Razor, Viper, and Gyro, because the mid game was so heavily emphasized in the meta.
I think
that
SF
these-
was in there.
I think so, somewhere. But there was so much Gyrocopter and Razor that people were whining.
hmm
Yeah, but you know.
It was bad. But hey, look at Pycat right now, joining up with Biver and just roaming around the enemy jungle. He's not getting any kills, which is very unfortunate for him, but at least giving him the opportunity to kind of slow down the enemy supports, accelerate himself through a couple of kills. That's pretty much the way to play Gyrocopter, and this is kind of buying a little bit of space for Dendy, starting to build up towards that Veil of Discord, already has his talent up for the additional magic damage. They're getting there, NaVi, but it is rather slow.
This is actually a decent game for Tombstone. Low range heroes on Secret, apart from Shadow Fiend. Chen doesn't really want to get into the fights. It's not too bad. It's not the best, but it's not too bad.
Oh, Puppy. Oh, he's got the Kobold. The movement speed Kobold. You just can't catch up to him.
Oh, Rubik's gonna start his own clan. Oh, never mind. He's gonna die now. Yep, he gets ganked by a troll cult.
Is under attack.
We're down.
Yeah, he was.
I think he took
stole the
control of
persuasion.
one of Chen's creeps, then died.
So yeah, some spike
That's
conversion.
not bad.
Spike conversion. That works. MP really far up on the lane himself, but he has that spin TP bailout if he ever needs it.
But you know, in this game state, when heroes are being picked off here and there, but no significantly aggressive moves are being made towards towers, that's just fine for Secret. Like, they have mid one who's just going to be a powerhouse later on. Rather
Run, Pycat,
unchallenged
run!
by any of Navi's
Ooh.
heroes.
Oh, Pycat's in so much trouble. He stayed a little bit too long. I don't know what he was doing there. He saw the Venge and he called down the creep wave, and then he could have ran, but he stood to kill the last creep, so the Venge caught up with him.
Yeah, Secret are just gonna be fine sitting back and farming.
Yeah.
This build on Ember Spirit, so this kind of
Oh,
magical
BKB.
based build.
Wow.
Jeez. First BKB. Okay, Secret are not gonna be okay with standing around doing nothing. They want to start pushing towers. You know, magical damage build from Ember Spirit is all well and good until the enemies are magic immune.
Oh. They see this BKB now and they're like, oh. Should have opted for Sven. Oh, you never know. Might surprise you. If he gets lifted and get burst by magic, BKB's gonna do very little. So, there's always that.
There's always that possibility. Of course, that would also require Pylai Dai to be nowhere in the area for a swap, and for Puppy to not have Hand of God.
Shh, you're ruining
But you know,
dreams.
it's possible.
You're ruining dreams. They want Undying to work. Okay? I'll let it work.
I think that ship may have already sailed away, because the bottom lane just got demolished. And they don't actually have to stop. They can just force NaVi to teleport back here and then leave and do the exact same thing to mid. Or just Omnislash whoever comes in first and kill him. That's good too.
Yeah. Secret like, okay, easy game. You got Undying. Oh, that's the swap. Rubik's in trouble. That was quick. And a Crush as well. Gonna blink in on that Undying. Good Tombstone. Gotta feed 100 gold over. Mid one still has BKB. The call down will land. It's gonna miss completely. And in this room from mid one.
Oh, he can Requiem. There's no detection here.
Yep, fun. Didn't even use his BKB. The healing ward's gonna top him up to full, and Secret are gonna go back in. The sentry ward has been deployed though, so mid one jig is up.
If they lose Raxus here, NaVi, I'm pretty sure they have like a 2% chance to win this game or something like that. They have to fight now.
Alright, lift onto the Shadow Fiend. BKB! Oh, blink in. There's a BKB on Shadow Fiend. Pops that Requiem. Dandy's still getting chain stunned there. Does he have to jump away? He does. The healing comes in. But they have used everything and no one died. Okay, Undying died, but you know, whatever. Still.
Dying is expendable. They saved their Raxes though, and they force out the BKB charge.
That's
no Aegis or anything like that, so Secret are not going to push their luck without a Requiem, without BKB, and without Hand of God. I think we can call that
a win.
A NaVi hold, but I'm not going to call that a NaVi victory because Secret didn't have to go for that at all. They already took
BKB
down
SF
a third
is
tower.
a big investment actually, so he's going for Eagle Song after.
They
Wow.
got 3 towers out of that push with still all or most of the other.
Oh, they're gonna catch mid one. He doesn't have BKB. Now that is a kill.
That's some good stuff for NaVi right there.
Yeah.
But they
they
lost
saw
a
him
tower
with the
in the meantime,
Observer
so
ward.
like
Yeah.
every single time NaVi gets something, they lose a lot.
Oh, Pylai Dai swaps in general. Pops that Tombstone. He's gonna TP away because there is absolutely nothing to stop him. The sad day.
MP is still pushing mid lane by himself. With no TP, just casually taking down tier 2s by himself.
Yeah, Pylai Dai's trading on Cloud9 has taught him to always hold TPs, even at level 1, man. He held TP because he knew he was gonna get cornered.
Oh, does he see him?
Nope.
He's playing like he sees him. There's a lot of creeps here.
Who sees
Omnislash
who?
Should take out Pycat.
Yeah, but there are a lot of creeps. So maybe you don't want to take chances. Mike Golem splitting and whatnot.
He's going in.
A lot of inconveniences. Oh, I gotta steal creeps. Set a homing missile on him. Never mind. Oh, hey, he has it now. He has it now.
Coming.
Ooh, time to run. They have General with the mech. Dandy
was
sees
trying to
Puppy.
bait.
Dandy sees Puppy. And Puppy's like farming. Is like, I see you, old friend. Here's the field. Here's a triple pile up. Oh no, Chen. Death by one's best friend is the most painful.
They get a free kill on the Chen. They have to be careful up towards top because bait.
Oh, here we go. There's a wall. It's a big one as well. The call down lands on both of them. They melt with all that burst damage. MP doesn't have a spin for some reason. SF might be forced to use that BKB to run away. He pops that Requiem of Souls. He doesn't have that TP for 13 seconds. He might be left here to die. Pycat's gonna escape with a little bit of help, but 4 heroes ganking you. BKB or not, you have no damage at all. 3 heroes down. Oh, Secret. What is happening?
Vacuum wall was something that Secret probably anticipated. What they didn't anticipate was vacuum wall into Slithering Crush stolen by the Rubik. So the heroes weren't able to, or at least the Juggernaut wasn't immediately able to Omni Slash in retaliation onto that Darkseer, which otherwise probably would have gotten the Juggernaut enough time to spin and the kill at minimum. So that Crush stolen by the Rubik really tied that together for the NaVi squad. And once those two heroes down, obviously the Shadow Fiend is kind of screwed.
Spin was on cooldown.
Up, no one to hide behind, so that was a big steal on Rubik. And great execution as well. Just vacuum into a Crush is pretty standard, but it's a lot harder to do when you're a Rubik.
It's definitely a big deal. And Juggernaut, I checked Juggernaut towards the end of before he died. He had 3 seconds left on Blade Fury, so he probably was using it to farm creeps, right? I mean, there was no other reason why it would be on cooldown before a fight. I think that's why Darkseer saw the opportunity to go in. Because it was definitely on cooldown
I was watching
for
the
3
gank
seconds.
on Chen.
Yeah, it was definitely on cooldown for 3 seconds. So I'm gonna say he used it to farm creeps in front of the tower and get some hits off. And right before he peeled away, the Darkseer came in and dragged him back in. Still big plays from NaVi. They are playing a lot better than their first series.
That is desperately what NaVi need at this stage. They just need to replicate that a couple times, and they have an opportunity. MP has spin, but no TP.
Uh-oh. Iron Man, you might have opened up a can of worms you don't want to have. Oh, steal it! Oh, what?
Oh, he jumped out to the low ground. What?
Yeah, MP's not having a good day. Yeah? And you know the
That
Rubik...
actually saved him, I think. If he kept Omni Slashing the Undying, I don't think he gets that kill, and then he just gets put into a really bad
Counter
position.
Omni
So,
Slash,
happening, the
because
chance of him
Biver
jumping
was
down to the low ground, hitting a neutral, actually saved him.
Biver was waiting for a follow-up crush. He was blinking and crushing, and he would have stolen Omni Slash and re-Omni Slash Jug, so yeah, probably.
That was all planned, by the way.
I feel like it felt like a mistake. Oh,
Got
Blink
the
Crush
star.
from Biver, how's that? What a taste of your own medicine. 4-star will bail him out though. So that's one ulti and one pseudo ulti down. The donkey could be in danger. But NaVi don't look like they're ready to give this one up just yet. They're gonna go in for a Requiem, mid one. Holding on to it. They're looking for the Juggernaut pick here, and he's gonna TP. Is there anything to bash through it? Nope. So he will bail out. But still, almost another big loss. Butterfly now picked up for mid one. How does this guy farm?
Very freely. Like, he's died actually 3 times. It seems like he's died a lot less than that. But there have been really not many parties of NaVi heroes just like hunting down the Shadow Fiend. So like every single time MP does something like that, it's just drawing every single hero from NaVi towards that direction, and no one's really paying attention to mid one, so he's just free to right-click things to his heart's content. He's clearing out a ton of creeps. And speaking of farm, Puppy also has a substantial amount. He's got Aghanim Scepter, 20 minutes in. Pretty good clip for a Chen.
Yeah, he's been farming a lot. We talked about him not ganking as much. Oh, Undying. Goodbye.
That's
Roshan. And that's Corrosive Haze stolen.
That's Corrosive Haze and maxed out Presence of the Dark Lord. A lot of minus armor.
Roshan doesn't feel like a boss, really. One of the lamest bosses in the games.
It is also worth noting that Secret, when they got jumped up towards top lane, that was great execution from NaVi, but it was only a handful of Secret heroes. The hero that can save from that situation, Vengeful Spirit, was not in the area. Don't know if Chen actually spent his Hand of God there, but he may have. But he was also not in the area with no creeps, so that was NaVi catching Secret off at a really good timing. They're going to lose a tower. They're looking for something in exchange. Maybe you're going to wait for someone to teleport in bottom and save it, but there's just a dragon here that's defending by himself.
And the dragon's actually really good
dragon.
for clearing the creep waves. Oh, MP. He's got his Manta Diffusal now, so he's got his Anti-Mitch kit ready. And ready to purge up the Darkseer as well. Corrosive Haze on mid one. And they TP away. The Observer Ward, Biver immediately ports out of there. Pilot die coming in there, looking for a retreat. Oh no! Darkseer caught on the wrong end of the river. Gets caught out by NP, and this might be a tier 2 for Secret. No Darkseer to set up a big wall combo. NaVi will give up tower. Dendi will try and push the bottom tier 2, I think. Not any thing they can really do about this tier 2 tower.
I'm not really sure we can call this pushing from the Ember Spirit. He's hitting the tower. I don't know if he's really doing any damage. And his bottom Raxes are gonna be...
yeah, they're gonna revisit this bottom Rax.
Gotta fall back here.
Corrosive Haste. There is an Aegis though. So this is gonna be tricky. MP gets hit by a rocket.
Matter. Healing Ward, swap as backup, Hand of God.
Yeah, they're going in
Raxes
again.
are gonna fall here, I think.
Yeah, he has BKB. He can BKB and hit this. Diffusal Blade was used onto the Shadow Fiend to remove the Amplify. MP is amplified again. Immediately decides to back off. Not too bad a decision, as General is back up. Only Shadow Fiend has Aegis, so... We have the Ancient Granite Golem, so everyone's tankier.
Could also kind of afford to split their forces between pushing bottom and pushing mid. Like, MP, I'm pretty sure can clean up Raxes if left on a 1v1, or like obviously 1v0 on bottom lane. Even maybe a 2v1, he could just rush the Raxes down with the spin. While everyone else, including the health-giving Golem with the Shadow Fiend to make his kind of glass cannon build a little bit more worthwhile. They could start chipping down at the mid tier 3, it's still at full HP. They have just so many options right here, and for NaVi, they need a call down to land on a lot of people, wall vacuum as well. If it doesn't land on enough heroes, then I'm not really sure if they have enough damage to actually kill off these secret heroes.
Look at these Granite Golems, they don't go down, ever. Then Shadow Fiend's ready to bring down this Rax. They chain up the Shadow Fiend, does he pop the BKB? Still just going in. They hit him with the rocket though, so he's stunned up a little bit, but the healing ward is just there. And I think this Rax is pretty much forfeit at this point. Oh, Dendi in trouble. Is there a chain stun? No, there isn't. There's the BKB. He's going to be deployed by the Shadow Fiend. He's losing his life very quickly. The amplified damage enough to pop him down. Now, without that BKB, he's in trouble. But now the Sanctuary forced out. MP gets Corrosive Haste up. He's dropping low. He's down. They lose Rax, but they're going to have a big cost tied to that one. Good swap out here from Pylite Dai. Will sacrifice himself for the carry. Will he bail out in time? The homing missile is still going in there. That Requiem of Souls is never going off. And Dendi gets a hit on him. They lose melee Rax, but they lose a lot of heroes in Secret as well. And an Aegis. So 3 heroes and 1 Aegis for a Rax. I would still say it's okay for Secret, honestly. It's a lot of net worth to NaVi though.
It's probably still worth it in the end for Secret, although I'm pretty sure they won't feel really great about it. It was kind of unfortunate that this time MP's Omnislash carried him all the way to the back of the fight. He just wanted to kill off the Darkseer with the Omnislash and then probably refocus on the Raxes, take that with his team, and that obviously didn't happen. And Shadow Fiend dropped a lot of HP just by random physical damage being thrown around. Healing Ward is great, but it's not going to save you up against a couple of heroes hitting you with Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist. Gyrocopter had his Flak Cannon turned on, and that did quite a bit of work to Shadow Fiend.
Level 2 Amplify is something else. That Juggernaut really underestimated that. And you can't purge it from yourself now with Diffusal. So it made things worse for him. He went in with the Omnislash, he got the Darkseer, and then he just melted under the tower. Gotta say, Biver has been pulling his weight this game.
Rax, though. So Puppy just has to reassemble his army. They just wait for a couple more cooldowns
and do it again.
They still have a 7-second BKB, which is a pretty respectable duration. They can still keep on going for that and force NaVi to replicate that fight.
Well, Gyro is getting fatter and fatter, and Pycat has one of the heroes that is actually good at stopping mega creep, so we could have one of those games. Oh, they're waiting for Dendi's Spirit. See if he jumps there.
Actually going right back towards bottom lane.
Dendi's another
Spirit. I don't think there's a chance that Dendi actually goes to this.
Don't jinx it. Whoo! It popped and I thought he jumped, but it didn't. So they were hoping. They're hopeful. Didn't happen there. Pycat actually has money for that MKB now. Does he buy it? Or save up for buyback? They got a decent team fight on them, I think. If General gets a Blink Dagger, that'll be pretty crazy.
Even when Pycat gets this MKB, and he does have it now, he's still very killable just by, you know, all this minus armor focus fire. an Omni Slash or just a couple right clicks from mid one can do him in. I'm not really sure if Gyrocopter's in a position to race anyone, given all the minus armor on Secret, so he will need a lot to hide behind. General needs to keep laying these walls down, and he's so far been putting them in a decent spot. Illusions have been created at a pretty decent rate, but
Look at Dandy,
if
he's
for whatever
pushing.
reason a wall doesn't come up in a fight, or if it's in a bad spot, then Navi will lack that front line to really take some attention away from their softer Gyrocopter.
Yeah, look at Dandy pushing. He's doing good. He took down the tier 1, got a tier 2 to half health. And he's gonna mess with mid 1 a little bit before piecing out.
They're looking to intercept though, running straight up. I don't think this is actually going to catch anyone. Dendi has travels. Traveling mid. That could have been really dangerous, but no, they want to go for probably a Roche setup soon for Secret. They honestly probably can still just high ground push right now if they wanted to, but there's no reason to when Roshan is going to be coming in the next couple minutes. So push out the lanes, wait for that. If they find a pick off, great, they go high ground. If not, who cares, get Roche. And not really sure if Navi want to go all the way outside their base to try to contest a Roche that's going to drop in like 3 seconds.
They don't really want to face up against Aegis again, I think, but oh, this Secret play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
See
attack.
if they get
That's
fortunate
sneaky.
enough to scout someone to swap out. Highlight eye. That's that level 2 swap ready.
Armen's kind of coming in the area.
But do you really want to get undying? Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's better than
free.
nothing, right?
He's here
Pretty
to...
sure they got him.
Yeah.
Well,
Goodbye. Wow. Where did he go?
yeah, I think they got him.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Looks pretty dead on my screen. Dandy meanwhile clearing up the creep wave. Secret gonna bang on the front door. Rubik's gonna fate bolt this. That minus damage steals up the Blade Fury. That's pretty decent. Could dodge up some big spells here from the Slaughter as well. Mid one has the frenzy on him. There's the chains. Locks him down. There's the lift up as well. There, this is the magic damage we're talking about. SF! Where did he go? Oh, back to the Abyssal. And Pylai Die in trouble as well. The jump forward there from the Ember Spirit baits out the Omni Slash for MP. And now the spin forward as well. Oh, amplified damage could be a little bit scary. MP gonna back off, but the Omni Slash is down and the Aegis is about to come on. 52 seconds on the sidelines. The Shadow Fiend might have to buy back if they want to contest this Aegis. So great hold from NaVi and overconfidence from the Shadow Fiend.
I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be a swap out there. I didn't see the
Oh,
exact
yeah.
position of Pylai Die, but in those positions where your Shadow Fiend is lifted up and killed in the duration of the lift, or pretty much, so he's not able to get the BKB. I mean, that's almost why they pick up the Vengeful Spirit, so that is just avoidable.
Sometimes things happen so fast it's hard to react. Yeah, it's Pilot Die's fault, but I can kind of get it. Like you're like super surprised he blew up that fast as well. So oh, the Purge creep.
He just got obliterated in just a couple seconds. He will be up in time to contest Roche, so the game is kind of favoring Secret in that regard. Navi, though, still take a tower, still kill off the Shadow Fiend, and if they get out here clean, and it looks like they will, starting to make some strides in this
Bait
game.
and switch. I didn't know. They're just trying to bait on the high ground. They're standing here. They know the Secret might come up. Kill the
Seder.
creep. Okay. Yeah.
Seder
I'm
scouts.
pretty sure Puppy knows the strategy, so I don't think they'll be going up that way. Could be wrong.
They also have just the Wave of Terror from Venge. If they
Sillier
wanna
things
look
have
up that high
happened.
ground.
Yeah, but definitely put that creep in there to scout Roshan. This is going to be a heavily contested area. And so far, this Gyrocopter has been working. It's been able to put a lot of focus fire into some targets. And enough AoE damage to clear out pushes as well, which has helped them hold the high ground.
Very infrequently has he been put into a compromising position through a swap or a blink crush from Keizu, finding the Gyrocopter and the Gyrocopter alone. So yeah,
Wow.
positioning wise, Pycat has been
That was
playing
fast.
Hero pretty well. Roshan died in, I think, less than 3 seconds that I estimated earlier. He did not last long at all. So that's another double life for mid one. And if they were confident enough to push in without that Aegis on the Shadow Fiend like they just did, well, there's no reason not to try it one more time. Bottom lane is being pushed out by Dendi, and that is very annoying for Secret, but we already know that Dendi, he can kill creep waves extremely quickly. He cannot really do this anti-towers.
Yeah, well, that's all you need, the creep pressure to slow down the advance of your Aegis push. So,
Radiant's
not too
bottom
bad.
tower is under attack.
Jug's getting bigger, the Shadow Fiend's gonna getting bigger as well. Probably needs a health item. Went for Daedalus, so Glass Cannon.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hurricane Pike to keep him safe. It's I would
Oh,
prefer an item
Jug.
with a little bit more bulk, although I think he's kind of assuming that between swap and the what's it called, ancient golem, the rock golem aura, that he should have a decent amount of HP.
He was
He
wrong.
should have like 2k HP with the golem
Oh.
aura. Yeah, 1920.
Alright, now Pilot
2200.
has
That's
no...
a respectable amount.
Now Pilot has no reason to miss swap, right? Right. It is 8th lens pickup. They smoke up.
There's no targets really in the area, unfortunately. If they do find someone here, then it's just a clean road to the high ground. Navi are
even
not going to
playing
get caught
safe.
out by that, but still Secret, they can just take this chance, go right back to pushing through bottom, through mid at the same time, and then get right back into a situation that we saw earlier, because they still have a lot of duration left on the scene.
Yeah, and that's what Dendy's doing, trying to stretch out the map a little bit. Look at the dire creep waves. Everyone's missing from the lanes. It's a pretty obvious smoke gank, and the waves are pushing really deep into the base for the dire. So Navi have a little bit of a buffer with Dendy constantly pushing with Iron Shell and Flame. Even the super creeps don't stand a chance. Look at that.
It is pretty difficult for these Secret heroes to deal with a split pushing Ember Spirit. They have to blink crush him and then, kind of peg him down that way, or just say, screw it, we're just going to go in for a push. Force the Ember Spirit back that way. But top and bottom are actually being pushed quite heavily towards the Secret base, so they may want to go for it. It's going to cost them a lot of structural damage of their own. No guarantee that they actually take down Raxus themselves, so I still think it's the right play to start, cutting these creep waves. What mid one is doing is exactly what you should be doing. Cut the waves. Eventually, top is going to push in towards the dire.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
Timer on Roche. They still have.
But you've got Ember Spirit constantly doing this, though, so not happening.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I feel like they just have to go for it.
Yeah. They don't have the creeps though. Dendy's been keeping the creep waves away from the base. You look at the little shields by the health bars of the Rex. They're sitting around. But the net worth
just
still
picked up
heavily
the
favors
Vlads.
them. But it's only 5,000, so.
They just picked up the Vlads on Puppy. Another big pushing item for the team. I don't think Juggernaut just picked up anything, although he does have a Blink Dagger, Omni Slash after Blink, can very quickly clean out the enemies.
Oh, they're
And
gonna
they have
go
Vision this
into
time.
the
Barman and
bottom. They found the Undying, but wow. Wow. Keizu getting caught out, and another one shot here from mid one on that Shadow Fiend. Pilot Die disappears. Dendy now dominating. The pipe is popped. They're gonna lock down the Shadow Fiend. He does have Aegis. He pops that BKB first this time. Not taking chances. And another crit takes out the Darkseer. Oh, now things are looking a little dicey for Navi. They have buyback on the Darkseer. The wall is down though. And the steal, oh, very brave steal as well. A Corrosive Haze, that's a big one to get. But a big loss for Navi as they lose 2 heroes to big crits from mid one. Could have really used those crits against Horde.
A 3-for-1 exchange so far. Rubik already spent his buyback. There's still Aegis.
That's the Corrosive Haze. Oh, the homing missile lands onto the Shadow Fiend. He doesn't have BKB this time. There's the Corrosive Haze. They're going to tick him down. Nope, there's another homing missile being applied here. The Granite Golem. Free farming agents for the Gyro. Yep. And they don't lose Raxus again, which is actually pretty huge.
There's still
Oh,
the
they
Aegis
both
on
get
the Shadow
chained,
Fiend.
trying to hit that homing missile. So be careful there. Pikehead just sending those rockets over.
Healing Ward. Vengeful Spirit's back from the dead.
Aegis went down.
Aegis is going to be reclaimed, and Navi are without one more of their buybacks from the Rubik. I don't really think that's quite good enough, although they do put a lot of damage into the structures. Bottom lane is completely cleaned out. The creep equilibrium, Dendy kind of lost it because he was forced to fight. It probably wasn't as much success as Secret were really expecting to
With
get.
an Aegis,
but it
definitely
is still
not,
a
yeah.
decent use of their time.
And you have to remember that Navi have Ember and Gyro, so Mega Creeps might not even be an issue by the time it gets there.
They also have to kill off the Shadow Fiend, who's hitting casual 1k crits.
Yeah, that's a problem. Dead Undying did not
A little bit
last
of a problem.
long. Oh, nice illusions. Gonna shoot away the Observer was another chain here on Dendi. Highlight Eye is just itching for a good swap now. But illusions will do the dirty work for now. Get rid of the... Oh, they swapped the illusion! Highlight Die! Oh, there's another chain. They're trying to lock down this Shadow Fiend. Does he take the homing missile or not? They send him back right away. So Puppy not taking chances this time.
I feel like this is just, at a certain point, a waste of time for the Secret Squad. And they're getting a couple of hits here and there on their range racks, but as you said, with Ember Spirit and Gyrocopter, Mega Creeps are easily handleable. Range racks loss is going to be negligible almost for the Navi squad. So just try to take a little bit more of a, maybe a bait route for Secret, like move back, feign a retreat, and get Navi to come out of their base. And just farm up in the meantime. Like, you could set up a couple traps for Dendi if they're able to get the Ember Spirit down, then the doors are wide open, but just sitting outside the enemy base is kind of risky because Navi just may never leave, although they are leaving right now.
Oh, Blink. Oh, gets a double crush. That's a big one to get as well. The Omni Slash goes onto the Undying. I feel like he's just a magnet for death this game. And he tanks all the worst ganks.
He has a buyback.
Yeah.
And Omni Slash is
on cooldown.
Worth more than the Undying at this point in the game.
That's what Undying is
Navi
for.
are going to be okay with that, but still top lane is pushing in. Dendi, oh, not quite getting hit with that crush, but mid one's going to get right back into the siege mode.
Yeah. That's the Fate Bolt, clears out most of the wave, and another homing missile, and the Corrosive Haze. Alright guys, Corrosive Haze is amplified damage. I know some of you guys are asking, wow, Dendi. It's amplified damage. It's the new name. Slaughter's got a new set of spell names. Look, Guardian Sprint, Slithering Crush, Bash at the Deep, and Corrosive Haze.
They're all exactly the same, just different names.
Yep. We're just saying it to trigger you guys. It's fun. We're more knowledgeable.
And he's still getting away with just really teleporting to these creep waves and clearing it and then leaving. There's been no attempts on his life at all.
Yeah, he's 4-0 and 4. Gank not
Although,
found.
as I say that,
Gank
Kezu is getting into position, but I
found.
think it's too late. He's way too far away from his allies anyway, even if he does land a crush. Going for Puppy? Really?
Oh, hello, old friend. Oh no. Whoa! We jinxed him good. Yeah, Mike. You have got a real jinx mouth right there.
Puppy has a lot of creeps with him. He has a lot of health for a Chen and a Pipe of Insight. So the magic-based build of Ember Spirit, not really what you want up against the Chen himself.
Dendi just wants to high-five his bro, alright?
The cost of friendship.
Yeah.
An Ember Spirit buyback.
He did manage to backstab Puppy. Alright, Dendi has
I
to
think
buyback.
that's cheese as well. Yeah, Slaughter has his cheese. They're right back to it, except this time with Aegis cheese, so mid one is a little bit more prone to suiciding. Plus, this time he has a Satanic. That's a new one, so I think between a swap and Satanic, they should keep mid one alive for a very long time, if they actually wanted to. If they're gonna decide to sacrifice him and not use the Aegis first.
Yeah, I want to see how they do this. Lotus Orb is the right idea. Can counter up a Aetherland swap very well. There's a blink forward, they lift up, and this time Highlight Die is on the ball, swaps out mid one, but that's gonna be a recall. So, oh, that's a swap stolen. Biver could love to swap in the SF if he's feeling bold enough to wipe his own team, but it's not gonna happen. Another missile. They're just chipping away at mid one's defenses, you know, lowering his life. Oh, Dendi jumps out. There's a nice crush on two. They're out of position. The Darkseer is gonna leave Undying for dead. No surprises there, it's happened a few times now. But Kezu with the crushes. Iron Man buys back, and there's another lift on the... and the vacuum. Oh, they swap the SF really deep into the base here. They chain him in, and that's the Aegis down. How do they do it every time? There's the melee Rex about to go down, but they're gonna buy some more time with that glyph. Another chain on the SF, he probably has to use that BKB. he wants to stay alive.
Swap.
But mid one, I think they're not gonna stop giving him the ages. He gets hit by a rocket. He gets hit at a clip. Rubik just constantly stunning him. There's the Omni Slash going in. It's not gonna do a lot of damage as they hug together. There's another Sanctuary up top if they want to go for it. Icat dropping low. He will drop. Pycat has a buyback. Has to use it right now. The Satanic has been deployed there by the SF. Mid Rex has fallen. So far, Secret's heroes still staying alive. The Undying without buyback this time, so he's gonna stay out of commission for another 40 seconds. MP going ham on this tower, and so is mid one. Gonna dodge that homing missile.
Restored his health bar like twice during that fight.
Yeah, he's
Still
the main bait.
going.
They're going in. They're gonna charge in. There's gonna be a 4-star flip, but Keisu comes in with the bait, and then he gets 2-shot! And that's without buyback as well. That might be good game right there. Amplify damage and the Shadow Fiend, and there's Pycat going down for a second time, and that's a GG coming out, and the equalizer will come from Secret, bringing all 3 series today to a 1-1. Alright, MP wants to clear up the fountain. Doesn't get it. Saved by the bell. General will survive, but Team Secret, well, I kind of called this when Undying was picked, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did call it. Maybe for the wrong reasons, perhaps.
Wrong reasons,
I mean,
but
Undying was... The lack of Undying was perhaps what contributed to this loss for Navi. I think the biggest issue was that no one was actually able to handle the Shadow Fiend. They picked him off a couple times, but in lane, he dumpstered Dendi. Even with our men hanging around, they just could not get a beat on that Shadow Fiend. I am happy to say, though, that for Navi, I don't think the Gyrocopter was really the problem. I think it was mostly that mid lane. So,
I will say it's the
maybe
mid
there's
lane.
hope for Gyrocopter yet.
Undying being an odd pick, and yeah, I think overall it was Secret's Death Ball that was really hard to stop. When the Chen just barrages your place with Asian creeps you can't deal with, and then the SF just goes ham on your buildings, it's really difficult. Mid one just farmed really fast because of that good start. He already farmed really fast with a bad start in the previous game, but this one was way better for him. So yeah, Secret equalized, so we got a 1-1 across the board. That's gonna definitely mess up some of the standings, I'm sure. And we'll see what happens coming forward. We are going to be covering the games tomorrow as well. What other matches going? So tomorrow we will have NaVi versus Horde, Vega versus NaVi, Secret versus Cloud9. So I'm excited. So a lot of these EU teams, I think EU is the most heavily contested region. A lot of good players, 2 little teams. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be seeing those 3 games. Looking forward to that. Same time, same place, guys. My co-caster is Mike Loris. You can go check him out. If you like his voice, if you have any feedback for him, go follow his Twitter at Mike Loris. You can type it out in the chat. I'm Lysander Zenora. You can follow me on my social media as well. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mike, any closing words for today's cast? It's been a long day. A lot of nearly 1 hour games.
Long day. Unfortunately, Gyrocopter doesn't win. I love seeing heroes that are never picked up again and win, but I'm personally of the opinion that I've seen enough Gyrocopter to last a lifetime.
Yes, kind of. Well, with that, we're going to wrap up today's cast, and thank you for joining us again. Go check out our social media. Remember to follow Star Letters stuff as well, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more BO2 action. Look forward to that. Good night, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Much love and Kappa. See you guys again.